Alright, Dindo, Dondo, Dendi. Alright, so this is Ekko, the most 1v9 jungler in the game for you. Alright? The reason why I say this is because he is very unique in that he has a lot of strengths and not many weaknesses. And the way that his strengths work make it so that you are able to fulfill all of the roles in the game that are required to win. So in your elo in particular, you can win 100% of your games if you get good at this champion. I'm saying that from experience. I've gotten diamond on this champ before with like 98% win rate, I think. I dropped one game. You can do it too. I had like 97. But anyways, we'll get into... First, I'll show you some stuff on his kit just so that the strengths and weaknesses make more sense before I get into like how you want to play the game. Just so it's easy for you to understand, like, you know, why things are the way they are. But anyways, Ekko is very unique. He's one of the few champs where all of his spells feel extremely satisfying. They're all very useful and versatile, meaning they all can be used for more than one thing. So the first one we're going to look at is the passive. It does a big burst of damage every 3 attacks that hit the enemy, whether that's like basic attacks or abilities. And then you also get a bunch of move speed when you do it, right? So let's say this enemy, I auto attack him 3 times, boom, boom, and look, I have move speed. He took a bunch of extra damage there, right? Wow, real fast. Anyways, cool. This is an interesting spell because you're not only using it for, like, let's say I'm around the corner here and I want to just engage on somebody. Like, I'm not just using it for, like, chasing them down. You can also use it to reposition your other spells. And the big thing is, oh, I'm getting chased by this guy. I'm just going to do this. Imagine he's still chasing me, and boom, I have move speed. I get away. Real easy. All of his spells are defensive and offensive, right? So the speed helps me be offensive. It helps me stay safe. The Q, same thing. It's you throw it out like that. It blooms at the end, and then it comes back. It gets 2 stacks of your passive if you hit both sides of it. The first half of it, when you throw it out, slows an enemy. So this guy right now, he's slowed by quite a bit, actually. On the way back, it does not slow, though. All right? And one thing is, you can, like, just try to get behind somebody with it. The second half will do good damage. Keep that in mind. And same thing, right? Let's say I'm trying to get on someone from a flank or something. Boom, Q. I can use it like that so that it slows them and I get to stick on them, does its damage. And same thing like what I showed you before with the passive. I can throw it back. Not only are they slowed and it guarantees the second half, but it also, you know, it makes it so the slow I can run away. So again, it helps you go in, helps you go out. W, same thing again, right? W, you toss it down. There's 2 parts. It's a passive and an active. Here's the active. You toss it down. They don't see this yet, and it does that. And if you go into it, boom, everybody in it is stunned, and you get a big shield. If you don't go into it, so while it's on the ground and you're not in it, this guy is slowed. Now he's stunned, and I have shield. The shield scales really heavily with AP, so it looks small, but it's actually really big. Same thing, right? I want to run away from people. I put my W here. I just run through it. Boom. Stuns them, slows them. Even if I don't stand in it to get the shield, still slows them. I want to go in on somebody. There's 2 ways you can use it. Depends. I'll go into this a little bit more later. Oftentimes you want to put it a bit behind them, and it's like, oh, they're running away from me. And now they can't run away from me. Even if I don't go into it, you know, if they're not into it yet, I just leave it there as a zoning tool. If they are into it, you just walk in and you stun them. So again, offensive spell and defensive spell. You can probably already guess this guy is going to be really good at counter ganking, kind of like your other champions. Really awesome. The E, you can jump walls with it, right? So jumping wall. Wow, really cool. It's a dash that's 2 parts. The first part is you get the dash. The second part is you blink to an enemy with your next basic attack, right? And it's also an auto attack reset, right? So if I do this, I can do 2 instant auto attacks. Very easy. Again, same thing. This one's a little bit more straightforward, super straightforward spell. You can hop over, one of the big things to think about is you can hop over skill shots with the E, because it's not a dash, it's a blink, right? I'm not, my champion doesn't move through this line when I right click. It's the same as flash. Is the exact same as flash in the way that it works. So you can jump over skill shots. Ari sends a charm at me, boom, I dodge it. Ari Qs, Ari charms, dodge both, right? Very, very, very useful. And again, this is what makes it so he's good at being defensive while he's farming and offensive in invades. Like, I'm invading somebody, I'm really safe to like go for the raptors here. Oh no, they're walking over to me. I can just walk to this wall and they can't follow. unless they also have a dash like that, like in Italy or something. But, you know, very, very good for being offensive and defensive. And then his ult is the last spell. Obviously, you know, you go back in time, you have this thing following you. Really good for like, oh, I go and I'm diving an enemy champion. I kill them and their enemy team's there. I ult out. And you saw right there, lots of damage. Boom. Big boy damage. Scales very heavily. You can use this in combination with your W if I know my ult's gonna be around there. And they're just completely dead. Also very good is, you know, if I'm doing this, you're running away from people, they chase you, ulting into it, right? A lot of different, it's a very creative kit, very creative kit. So I'll go into his strengths and weaknesses a bit. It should start to already kind of make sense that you are one of the most viably aggressive champions in the game because you're able to go in so aggressively without putting yourself into too much danger. And Ekko's amazing because he is able to be good at all points in the game. You know, he has points where he's a lot better than others, and he's good in every single kind of fight. His early game is probably his weakest point, but it's still fine. He has really good counter ganks. His mid game is S+ tier. His late game, depending on the game, is like somewhere in the S's. It's really fucking good. He scales like a beast. He can take every kind of fight. Like if you want to do like a duel, he's really solid at dueling. He's really solid at getting picks. You know, again, if you have something that just stat checks you, he's good against those even because you just go in, you get your move speed, you wait for your cooldowns. Oh, cooldowns are back up. I can go back in again. And a stat checker who wants to just be hitting me nonstop. He's like, I can't hit you. You're too fast. Skirmishes, he's really good because he's able to just like dash around and be a menace. If enemies want to focus him, he can do his damage, walk away, wait for cooldowns, walk back in. You'll notice that's a really common trend. In team fights, he's a little bit weaker. Not as good as his bread and butter skirmishes, but you have really good backline access. You're a constant threat. You can still chunk the front line with your spells. You have a lot of zoning tools, so he's not bad by any means. If enemies have to push into an objective, in fact, he's really, really good at team fighting. But he's not the greatest when it comes to like making something happen in a team fight. But don't stray away from them, right? Other strengths, he's really good wave clear in mid to late game. He just one-shots waves with his Q and a couple autos. Very, very fast, and he one-taps towers. He is the fastest tower-killing jungler in the game. And you're starting to see, okay, he has all of these strengths. He can perform every single role needed to win the game. How is that possibly fair? And the reason is because he needs a lot of resources to continue doing what he wants to do. You cannot go for ganks that aren't a guarantee. If you are looking at a lane, unless you don't have anything else to do. If you're looking at a lane and it's like, they're asking for help, my farm is up, this is like a 60% chance of being a kill, or, you know, maybe if I go down, we're guaranteed to get their flash, but not a kill, never worth, right? And because of that, you should already have one thought in your head. If one of your laners is behind, they are dead to you, okay? Dendi, you have to get this through your head. Your bot lane, they're 0-4. You're not doing this bullshit where you're like, oh, maybe I can salvage the lane. Maybe I can go down there and make it. No. They are fucking dead to you. Dead. You never see them again. You type in all chat things that I'm not going to say while you're on stream. You type that in all chat, you fucking leave, okay? And you path to this guy the entire game. Maybe you look for an objective fight. Again, you're adding on to the list of strengths. Ekko, very good at stealing objectives. You toss out your Q. When it's about to pop, you go in, you smite, ult out. Right? You pop your passive, you pop your E, you pop your smite at the same time. It is 2,000 damage if you have one item and full smite, right? Very, very strong. But your champion, you really want gold because items are really, really good on him. He has really high AP scalings. Oh, I didn't say the other part of his W. It's on hit damage if they're low HP. Really, really simple. You don't have to think about this at all. If like a buff is low HP, this is where he gets his clear speed from. Look, you get 87 extra damage, 91 extra damage, 95 extra damage. Really simple. Anyways, but fuck, where was I? Yeah. You really want items. You really want gold. You really want XP as well because he's like an assassin, but he's also a bruiser, right? You want to be able to continuously go in and out of the fights. And the way that this... You get to go in and out more times if you have more HP. Think of it that way, right? from there, I'm not going to over-explain it much more in terms of the fighting. I'll leave you with that much for now. There's like one or two things. I'll go over runes and items like super fast. Most cookie cutter rune pages, what I have here: Dark Harvest, Sudden Impact, Grizzly Mementos, Treasure Hunter, Free Boots, and Cosmic Insight. Free Boots, like you like having move speed on Ekko early, but you like gold more, so you take this. You can swap out Treasure Hunter for one of the other ones if you prefer it, but Treasure Hunter, again, you really like gold. It's really nice. Dark Harvest, pretty much just the best thing that you can possibly take on him because you are proccing it multiple times in a fight, and you're always proccing Sudden Impact on cooldown, so it's just extra damage, right? Super straightforward. Items, he has a few different item builds. I'm just going to give you the one that is simplest because I don't want to overcomplicate things. Why are the items locked? Ah, that's why. Item builds, you have, I'm going to say the simplest, that's good every game. One of these two. You can choose preference. If you like Rocket Belt, because what Rocket Belt allows you to do is it gives you an extra dash. So if enemies are really long range or they have like a lot of ways to, you know, not let you get onto them, you Rocket Belt E onto them, okay? This gives you like an extra range, or you E Rocket Belt. Usually E Rocket Belt's a little better, but... Right, this gives you like double range on your dash. So like I'm this far away. Really good threat range, really cheap item, pretty good stats on it. Not the best item in terms of just raw damage, but it's good. Always the blue smite, never the red smite. You already have a slow on your Q, not worth it. Always blue smite. If you feel like doing green smite because enemies, I don't know why the fuck you would do that, but like there's an argument for it, I guess. But always blue smite, in my opinion. But if you like the Rocket Belt, then you go Rocket Belt every game, and then after that you go Lich Bane every single game. Right? And then from there, you want more damage, Rabadons or Void Staff, right? Depending on if they have a lot of magic resist or not. You just do both. Or Shadow Flame. If you don't have a good recall for Rabadons, you can just go into Shadow Flame third. That's fine. Almost always Sork Boots, but again, this is highlighted for a reason. It is actually just a good second option if they have a lot of AP and CC that you care about, because CC, you don't like CC. You are allergic to CC. You stay away from the CC. The only other item that you have to think about is, you know, of course, like, these are your defensive options, are these two. Magic resist on this one, armor on this one. Don't really look at any other items for now. Just like keep this cookie cutter build, one of these two. If you don't like the Rocket Belt, just go straight into Lich Bane, straight into Shadow Flame, and then do the rest of the items that we're talking about. Quick thing though with Zhonya's. There's a cute little interaction you can do with Zhonya's where you go here, and you know people will always stack on top of you when you press this button. You'll see it. We'll press this button, you're low HP. They're like, oh, let's stand on top of them, and your ult's right on top of you. And look, with this build, these items, 1205 magic damage. All right. And that's before you get your passives, before everything else. A lot of damage, okay? And it's AoE, so it's really good. You can also W into Zhonya's. Boom. And I guess, yeah, so don't overthink it from there. I think that's all I'll say. Maybe one more thing. Last thing I'll say is just a couple combo things. You can Q during your E, so if you EQ at the same time, E first. E, and then like split second later Q. It goes from where you end up, right? And you do it sideways as well. So if I E this way and then I Q at him. Oh, it was on cooldown from the practice full thing. Right, very simple. The W, again on ganks, place it behind them. On counter ganks, place it in front of them or on top of them, depending on where you think it's gonna go. If you're running away, around this far in front of you. Right. If you're running away but you want to re-engage, about that far behind you. You can use the slow and from your Q and your passive speed to make sure your Q gets behind them. Like imagine this is the guy where he is now and that's where he's going to be in the future. I go like this and it's like, oh, I didn't even proc my passive there, but you get it. Like the Q speed is enough. You can also use the Rocket Belt for that. Anything else? I think that's good enough. There's going to be some other niche mechanics that I'm not going to bother you with for now because it's going to be information overload. But just keep that in mind. You have the spreadsheet if you want to look at his jungle clear. It's pretty quick. Not the slowest, not the fastest. It's like 3:15ish is what I usually get on it. I don't know if you can get it much faster than that. Maybe like 3:12 or so. But yeah, good luck. You got this. He's an amazing champion, and you will win 100% with him. So